Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently working on this crisis war, and what we'd really like to do, ultimately, is get these two grouped together. So maybe we should just pass through like this, and get our Federation fleet grouped up with the Flourishing Corolla. They'll be there in about 140 days, and we can just kind of fall back and let these guys do what they're going to do. What are they going to do, bombard here? Maybe they're going to bombard? That's currently colonizing. I think they have to take this, but I don't know how that's going to interact with the colonization. That's going to make things awkward. Yeah, that's definitely awkward. They don't get a full occupation there. So that seems fine for now, and we're just going to make our way down here. Now, we can get most of the way on our hyper relay, but we can't get all of the way. And I think we just hang out here in Potap at this moment. So I'm going to have these guys just kind of chill here for the moment. And we're going to wait for reinforcements because we need to have a second group up over here. Now, these guys are attacking at Durakis, and that was understood. They were always going to do that. All of our forces, including our allies, are currently bombarding here. Hang on, are they moving? They're going. Only one of the armies is, or rather one of the fleets is going. It's going to a hyper relay. Why? They don't have a hyper relay connection. What's their plan here? Yeah, that's what I saw.
Scattered remnants reclaimed.
So they're heading over towards Durakis, and I think that's a bad idea. I don't think they should go to Durakis. They're going to lose that fight, but they'll cause some damage at least. So there's that.
Shelter engaged.
They should stay here with us, though. We've just about got this bombarded.
Evading hostile growth.
Okay. The enemy came in and attacked us. We're going to help out this fleet. They're going to take the brunt of the damage, but we're... Wow, this is so slow. Okay, we're going to head over and start attacking.
Foreign blight.
There we go. I don't know what you're doing. Why are you going to them? That's not very smart of you, but okay. So now this other force is coming in, and like I said, these guys are going to take the brunt of the damage. We're going to come in and clean up, is the idea. So that seems fine for now. We have these guys on their way over to group up with this fleet. They'll arrive in 65 days at the current juncture. So that seems fine for now. If we can defeat this fleet, which we should be able to, if we can defeat this fleet, this is going to be a very significant turning point. Excellent. So that fleet's out of here. How much damage did we do? Well, we did lose a few ships. So we're going to need to go back to Durakis really quick. Get that back under our control, then come back here before it can really restore too much. Now,
the path evading predators.
Why are you chilling here? That's a very silly thing to be doing. Okay, whatever. We need to get some engineering research going here, and that is almost certainly going to be crystal and mandibles. 100%. We're going crystal and mandibles. So that sounds good. And we're going to be arriving in Potap shortly. So I want these guys to get over to the hyper relay. So we're going to enter orbit here, and these guys, they are not going all the way to the center of the system. I just want them to enter orbit here. So that's about 25 days away. Sounds good. Now, this force here, we're going to need to get reinforced. And we've also got this juvenile weaver here, which I think should definitely be part of this. Get in there. Okay, they're heading down to Ebenar, and that's understood. We need to take back Durakis, and the reason why we have to do this at such a high priority is we have to open up our supply line. So now we're going to go back to Algol, and we're going to bombard here once more. So that'll be fine, but we need to reinforce this fleet. So we need to get some maulers down here, and it will be something like that. That's just the maulers at this moment. So the juveniles should be here. Weavers, we're at 8 of 9. This weaver hasn't been grouped in yet. Okay. So it's going to hop in over here shortly, in theory, and be grouped in. There we go. It's grouped in now. So now we've got that weaver there. So that's fine. We need to drop our weavers and put in juvenile weavers, and we just need that juvenile harbinger. So now we need to hit this reinforce fleet button, and that will come from primarily this shipyard. So that'll be fine. We'll get that reinforcement underway. These two are grouped together now, and we're going to head down this way. I see there's friendly fleets in the area. That is a good sign. Okay, so that all looks good for now. We'll be resuming our bombardment here. This is not recovered very much. It's recovered a little, but not very much. And we're going to resume the bombardment shortly. There we go. Bombardment has resumed, and this will go away. Perfect. And they've attacked down over here, looks like, and that went to us, so that's actually perfect. So Ebenar is under control at this moment. What's this out over here? Ah, we are currently fighting in Nivet. So we're going to take losses here, 100%. But we also expect that we are likely to win this. With our two fleets together, I don't think that they can stop this. It's certainly spicy. No doubt about it, we're taking losses. Unfortunately, we've been carried over to the station here. I was hoping to fight in the fringes of the system, but the station will go down quickly. So that's okay, but this fight is very spread out. No doubt about that. But also, our reinforcements have arrived. So that looks good. No issue there. So our allies are reinforcing this, and we didn't need the reinforcements. We won this without them, but this is still absolutely fine that we've got this. So now we need to push up to Litogena. Now that this force has been obliterated, they have very little that can actually stop us. So that is fantastic. Algol is going to fall shortly here. There's 80 left there, and that seems good. Now, some of this is going to go to the Interstellar Favarian Conglomerate, and some of it is going to go to us. And I'm honestly not sure where that line is. So that will definitely have an effect on the landscape. But we need to reinforce the Flourishing Corolla. So we need to get these mature maulers out of here, and a lot of juvenile maulers are going to be needed. We are also going to need some weavers. We don't need any harbingers, but we can just go ahead and reinforce this like that. Okay, so that fleet is at full strength once those reinforcements arrive, which will take them a while. We'll take this small and medium slot. We don't have a lot of large slots right now, so that'll be fine. We have our council agenda ready to go, and we're going to go with military buildup. So that seems fine for now. We have our reinforcements starting to come in over here. Perfect. And we've just about got Verlpatrid finished up. We're down to the last army here. At long last. That's almost done. So yeah, this is going to the Interstellar Favarian Conglomerate. I'm not surprised about that. That is quite unsurprising at this moment. So we're going to be coming in over here. We're going to be directly bombarding Vrolraka. This is going to take a while to bombard. What's our bombardment policy here? Our bombardment policy is selective. We need to move that to indiscriminate. Okay. And we have low stability on this planet. It surrendered, but it's going to flip over to the Interstellar Favarian Conglomeration, so we don't really care. We're going to move these guys forward. These should all be merged together, of course. And we're going to come in here because we're going to need to start bombarding here. Okay, so we'll get that going. That seems fine for now. I know that we have a lot of biomass stored. We don't have a cap on our biomass, so we can just spend it all in one go later. It's fine. Yeah, we're going to lose that colony. That was expected. That'll always be within their space. So that's understood. We're going to come in here, and this bombardment is going to be a lengthy one. Very lengthy. That said, there are a lot of allied ships, or rather allied fleets around, and they're pretty strong fleets. So this should be reasonably fine. Hopefully we'll get that bombarded nice and quickly. Of course, we're going to be bombarding over here as well. So that'll be under our control soon enough. but that's also going to be a pretty long
New
bombardment.
knowledge blooms.
Okay, so that's understood. We might want to send one of our forces to go elsewhere, and I'm thinking I'm going to send the Flourishing Corolla. So we're going to head off over this direction and look to take back all of this space out over here. Something kind of like that. So we're just going to leave one of our forces here. There's gateway travel. Not that we really need it right now, but it is, I guess, handy. Black hole observatories and dimensional shrines sound good. I also want to check in on the status of our construction ships, because these are almost certainly idle. Yeah, so I'm going to noted. We probably want to run away from this fleet. If we can. Let's see if we can get out of here. If we're not going to get gains here, I want to move this fleet up. We'll leave our allies to do this. So that seems fine. And we're going to run away from this fleet if we can. We cannot fight this fleet. That's a dimensional fleet as well, I think. I'm pretty sure that's a dimensional fleet. That sure looks like a dimensional fleet to me. It is. Yeah, we're out of here. I don't want to fight the dimensional fleet. Not right now, anyway. Once we have both of our fleets here, we might be able to. We perform well against a dimensional fleet, but they have a significant numerical advantage. So for now, we're retreating back to here, and we're going to have this force move up to here. So we'll be there in 43 days and in 23 days. I want to just sit at the hyper relay for now, and I want these guys to make their way also just to the hyper relay. We don't need to go to the center of the system. So that sounds good for the moment.
Shelter lost.
And we're just going to start taking back all of this territory out over here. That sounds good. And our allies are, of course, working on this world over here. And they can continue to bombard that if they like. So for now, that seems okay. But we need to deal with that dimensional fleet. So we're just getting some forces up over here. These guys are on their way over as well. They're not very far away from grouping up with this fleet, and that seems good. So at this moment, these fleets are both theoretically at full strength, and we're going to put them up in this system for right now.
Predatory shelter engaged.
And that sounds good for the moment. Okay, so we are, of course, still fighting out over this direction. That all seems fine. Okay, they're coming in and attacking us here. Now, I'm not terribly surprised about this. We are going to position ourselves about here. On the other side of this sun. I'm going to take this fight. We might lose it, but we also might win it. Like I said, we perform well against the dimensional fleet. We have a lot of shield bypass, remember. So that should be reasonably fine.
Predators engaged.
And I wanted to engage from this side so that our station would take some of these hits. That's the idea here.
Predators repelled.
So the question is, how do we perform against this
Shelter
fleet?
lost.
And we're doing really well. We're doing incredibly well. Like I said, we have a lot of shield penetration. So they retreated, and at this point, we need to get ourselves a bunch of maulers. This is going to be a single weave, or actually 3 weavers. And we're going to need just the 1 juvenile harbinger. So we're going to reinforce this. That is a fair amount of losses that we suffered, to be sure. And otherwise, this is actually still at full strength, allegedly. Interesting. So these 2 fleets, we're going to push up to Andrusa and to Helito, and then we're just going to start taking over territories over here. We're going to start actually pushing over on this side. This is territory that I believe that we can take, so that is going to be the goal. So they're just sitting in Ulfit at this moment, and that's buying us a lot of time to get all of this taken over.
Predatory shelter engaged.
So that's all great. We have this Astral Rift event pending, which we'll go ahead and do. And they do have an attack swarm out over here. That's noted. We're just going to continue to push through over this direction. And yeah, our allies have this under control. I don't foresee there being any problems out over here necessarily. Although it's going to take a while to bombard that. And that's fine. How are we doing on Litigina? Oh, they've also successfully bombarded out over here and destroyed one of our colonies, I think? Or something? They were bombarding here. I think they destroyed one of our colonies, which is fine. I'm not actually upset about that. Why don't you come on over here? That's actually queued. Okay, sure. Why don't you come on over this direction then and start building a gateway over here? We don't have access to building gateways? Okay, interesting. Well, that's fine. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Just come on back to Plant Heart. Actually, why don't you come over and build a minor artifact research station here? That'll be okay. So that's fine for now, and we're just going to continue to push through over here. We're going to take Helito. And then the idea here is I want to attack here. We don't know where this wormhole goes, but we need to take Kimithar.
Invasive growth
And we need to get
engaged.
all of this under our control so that this is a choke point. That's going to be the idea here. We successfully fended off the invaders over here, apparently. Okay. Well, we're going to get that fleet taken over eventually. We
New
are under
knowledge
attack up
looms.
here, though. And actually, we are losing this engagement, it appears. Pretty heavily, in fact. We're going to retreat from that. I didn't even see this fleet coming in. So that's noted. Well, we'll see when that fleet returns. That's going to be in a few months. Noted. Well, that's going to be a little awkward for us, but we're going to continue to press on this side. Okay, so we'll push on in over here, and these two fleets should be capable of dealing with what they... that's actually spicy.
Predatory shelter engaged.
The Dimensional Fleet is the Dimensional Fleet, though, and I think we can actually take that.
A call from the stars.
It's also not repaired. We really need to get Helito taken. Like,
The void
yesterday.
is not ours alone.
There we go. We're going to move up to Demas at this point. I want to take this fight. It's going to be a tough fight, but it should be fine. Well, it's actually probably not even going to be all that tough. Defense grid supercomputers? Autonomous ship intellects? We'll go autonomous ship intellects. That'll be fine for now. Okay. So this fleet over here is a problem. We're obviously going to need to do something about that. But for now, I want to launch this attack into Demas. And like I said, their Dimensional Fleet is not very strong. Wait, did their Dimensional Fleet leave? It did. It came and attacked us. Oh, this is terrible for them. They should not have done
Predators
this.
engaged.
They needed to keep this fleet at their station. I'm not sure if you can even
New
repair a
knowledge
Dimensional Fleet,
blooms.
but they needed to at least keep it there and try. That would have been a much better place for them to fight. This is abysmal for them. Really, really, really bad. So that's done. Now, of course, we need to do more replenishments. So that's going to be Maulers, Weavers. Okay. So we need to have one Weaver, and then the rest of these become Maulers, like that. That doesn't seem right. No, it doesn't seem right, does it? I'm not sure how many of those we're supposed to have. But this seems like maybe it's too many. Oh, it's because our command limit went up. Our command limit should be 130. Like that. Our command limit went up because this guy got a trait. Okay, that's fine. So that's all okay. We also unlocked the oh, that's why it went up. We unlocked juvenile stingers. But these are still at 130. Interesting. Well, we definitely are going to need more naval caps. So let's get that going. That'll be fine. We do want to reinforce all of this. So we'll get that going. We're going to attack Demas still. That's absolutely on the cards at this moment. Now, this other fleet, this is going to be back soon enough. And we see our allies coming in to take out this fleet. Good. Perfect. That's exactly what I want to see. So that'll be fantastic. They'll get that taken care of, no problem. So that seems fine for right now, and honestly, the Union of Izg Center is on their last legs. We're fighting up in Demas, and this'll be fine. They've got this 50k fleet, which we should be able to obliterate. We've got numbers on them. And then they've got their station up here, which isn't all that strong. But again, we're going to take losses here, and that's understood. This station is of what type, though? I don't know whether this has like shipyards in it. It'd be convenient if it did. Okay, so we're just going to get this all obliterated without any problem. We'll take a few losses, but that's fine. We're capped on our energy credits. I'm going to sell some of those. There we go. And we're probably going to need to buy, like, food at this point. I'm going to buy some. So we're continuing to fight here. I wish that we were focusing our fire, but alas, we're not. Maybe one of these days we'll focus our fire. But it is not this day. Okay, the station is gone. So that's a big deal. Their fleet is now gone. The combat is over. Perfect. So now, of course, what we need to do is we need to come in here and we need to drop off the mature maulers here. We lost a good amount of maulers and elder maulers as well. So mature weavers, and that would then be fine. We had, I think, one weaver there, maybe a couple. I'll do a couple here. And then we'll take this up to 130 for the moment. I'm not going to take this up to 150. So for now, that'll do. We'll get that going. And we need at least one fleet to come here and bombard. 411. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to come back over this direction. This is only one fleet, and that's understood. We're going to need to take out this dimensional fleet again, because it's in our backline right now, and that's absolutely understood. Which fleet is moving? It's a Whirling Corolla. That's the more repaired fleet. So that looks good. We've also got the automated repair systems on that. So that seems fine. We'll take aggressive attack pattern here. And we need to apparently reinforce this fleet. We need food. As expected. There we go. That's now at full strength. So that looks good. We're continuing to bombard at Litugina, and our allies are leaving. Okay. We're going to have to come around this way. Actually, they're coming back, but we have to abandon this regardless. We need to get our fleet moving. So our other fleet is going to be back in just a couple of days here, and they're going to need reinforcements.
Wild expanse.
So they're going to be back right
Predatory shelter
now.
engaged.
And they came back into Pre. That's not really ideal. I'm going to send them over to Plant Heart in order to get upgrades going, and they're going to need it. So we're going to need to hop in here and drop their number of maulers to here. And we're going to need to reduce their number of weavers as well. There we go. And then this should be to here. And then we're going to need one Harbinger. So we're going to need a juvenile Harbinger here. There we go. Now, we are planning on putting in Stingers, but not yet. So that'll be fine for now. We'll need to get this going. So we can't reinforce this yet. We, I think, started reinforcement on some of it, right? Yeah. So that's all fine for now. I don't know where these guys are going. Oh, they're trying to go group up over here now. Okay.
Predatory shelter engaged.
So that's understood. The United Dethican Commonwealth just rivaled us, which is interesting. I'm wondering where they are. Yeah, they're our ally. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So they're our ally in this war, but they rivaled us. Okay, cool. Thanks for that, buddies.
Incoming.
So we see that they've got another large fleet coming in through this wormhole. And we are currently attacking up over here. They're sitting back this direction, but we need to get out of here. If we can. We need to wrap up this fight as quick as we can, get that done, and run. We need to run back up over here. So we're going to enter orbit here. I'm going to have these guys be in orbit of this starbase at this moment, because we need to get what repairs done we can. We're going to try to run here, and can you run, please? No, don't go that way. Why are you going this way? Don't use the hyper relay. No, don't use the hyper relay. That's terrible. Don't do that. Get turned around. There you go. Run away. Okay. So we're running away here, and I don't... Can we forbid the use of this hyper relay? Like, how can we get them to just jump without using the hyper relay at this point? I don't know if we can.
Invasive growth engaged.
We might have to bring in our other fleet here. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. What is this starbase? This starbase does have shipyards. But apparently we can't upgrade at it. Okay. We're just going to enter orbit here for now. I really want these guys to come back. Okay, now they're not trying to go through the hyper relay. Good. So we just had to get them close enough. That sounds fine then. So at this point, we have this fleet heading through over here. These guys are heading back to get upgrades, and that's fine. We're just going to go take Lumic
Predatory
here.
shelter engaged.
So we'll get that back under our control. Reinforcements are, of course, flowing, and Gamma Valorum is going to be taken here. That's understood. We're just going to push through here for now.
Shelter being
These
routed.
guys are moving nice and quick. So we're moving them back to Plant Heart, and they're going to get
Shelter
upgrades still.
lost.
So that's fine. What's less fine is these guys intercepting this fleet, but it's
Predatory
okay.
shelter
For now,
engaged.
it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to see about getting these guys grouped back together and maybe coming out and attacking, if we can attack these separately. But they're coming through this wormhole, and that's not ideal for us. So we'll see how we want to handle that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.